Hello, my beloved yogis. So nice to be back with you again. I know it's been a while since I've been able to offer another practice. I've been working at a new job and I'm very grateful. It's been very busy. But so happy to be today with you, my wonderful yoga community. This practice today will be focusing on strength, core strength, a lot of standing asanas, as well as some balance. If you have a block, if you use blocks, and if you have them, you might find them helpful, especially in the Revolved Triangle pose that I'll be offering. So if you have those, that would be a good time now to get everything that you need and settle in to our practice. So finding that comfortable seat, whatever that may be for you. Begin to turn your attention inward by perhaps closing your eyes or taking a soft gaze to the earth. Begin to tap in, turn that light inward, and notice what stands out for you today. What do you need to take care of? So much going on in the world. This is your time to focus on yourself, take care of what you need. So checking in through the physical body. What do you need to be aware of, take care of? Emotionally, opening that emotional door, checking in there. Energetically, how's your energy today? It's a fairly energetic practice, but again, there's always choices. You can always make for yourself use of a wall, perhaps for balance, or placing your hand on a chair. Always the option to come to child pose or puppy. And then that thinking mind. Just trying to see if we can allow those thoughts just to float by. Just like the beautiful families of birds and geese and ducks that we're seeing over at the cemetery next to where I live. There's some beautiful families over there, these little tiny birds. And my daughter and I have been watching them grow, but they're just amazing how they just float along. See if you can let your thoughts be like that this morning or whenever you're practicing. Connect with your breath. Feel the energetic inhale, expansive, beautiful life force. That slight pause at the top perhaps, and then just allowing the exhale to just flow and maybe letting go of something that doesn't serve you along with your exhale. Fidgeting around, moving around, settling into whatever it is that you need. So we'll begin our first asana as we always do with some breath work and movement. So starting with hands gently connected to heart, home to heart in Anjali Mudra. On the inhale, expand open up the arms. Maybe the elbows are bent. Maybe the arms are more straight. Maybe looking up, gently drawing those shoulder blades to back body. And then on the exhale, wrapping the arms around you. Taking the hands to the backs of the shoulders or anywhere on the arms, perhaps tucking the chin. Maybe a little bit of movement in the neck. Maybe a little bit of rocking in the body. Notice which arm you have underneath, and then we're going to expand again in whatever way is perfect for you. Maybe the palms come up. And then just wrap the arms with a different choice here. So we're going to move 3 or 4 more times like this. Just take your time, really tapping into how you feel, what you need. If you find areas that are tense or tight, send the breath there. Little movements that are perfect. Again, 1 or 2 more rounds. Again, depending on how much, how quickly you may be moving. Again, your choices. Maybe a little bit of a spinal stir here. Maybe you'd like the hands to be on the legs or the mat for a little more support. And then if you're doing the spinal stirs, maybe the other direction. And coming back to Sukhasana. Release the arms, relaxing the hands. Feeling the earth beneath you as a beautiful groundedness, connecting to the earth. Feeling the base of the spine in particular connect to the earth, and then invite the crown to lift right up to the sky. Lengthening and strengthening through the spine, engaging the bandhas. Again, with the work that we're going to be offering today in this asana, there's a lot of core work here. So engaging, tapping into those bandhas, drawing in belly button to spine, particularly on the exhale, and then inviting those pelvic floor muscles up and in to help create that power center here. That will help protect the back, engaging the core. And then rooting to rise, taking that right hand or palm down to the earth. Extend up that left arm. Again, wherever is best for you. Maybe spinning the palm to the right and floating over into seated crescent moon. Find your drishti. Where does that shoulder want to be? Do you want to reach and then pull back? Really invite you to move intuitively here. Find stillness if you'd like. Encircle the wrist, close and open the hand. Reverse that. And then find stillness and pause. Stretching to that whole left side body. Feeling the fingertips all the way through the side and to that sits bone. Connect and open. And then float to the other side, placing the left hand down, right arm comes up, lengthened whatever way is perfect, spinning the palm to the left. Find the opening here. Breathe. Notice maybe there's a difference between one side and the other. Maybe again offering that reach and gentle move back. Stay connected to the breath. Find stillness, moving through the wrist. Close and open the hands, other way. Beautiful. And let's just come to a gentle flow with it, side to side, making this as big or as small as you would like. Do you want the sits bone to come off of the mat? Do you want to come to forearms? Again, find your own perfect speed and movement here. Remembering that lateral or side bending is something that we don't do a lot as we get older. So this is a really great thing to do, to move the body in all different ways. And then finding that stillness when you're ready. Again, rooting to rise, drawing the shoulders down. We're going to be offering a gentle spinal twist, and if you would like to simply turn your head without the entire spine, that's perfect. So take in a breath. On the exhale, rotate the head over to the right or from the waist up, finding a gentle twist. Again, this is early in the practice. Take your time, lengthen through crown. As you know, that's the most important part of a twist is lengthen spine. Release back to center, pause here, resettle, breathe, and then the other side, again, making your choice. You want to turn the head only, or do you want to turn from the waist up, lengthening through the spine, finding the twist here. Breathe and lengthen. Nice. And then slowly unwind back to center. Nicely done, pausing here. Now we are going to be transitioning now to cat-cow. So if you have some sensitivities with the knees and you would like to put something under your knees, an additional yoga mat or blanket, or perhaps a gardening pad, feel free. So we're going to be transitioning now to cat-cow. We're going to find table first. So we want to think about our wrists and our hands, perhaps rolling up the mat or coming to forearms if the wrists may be sensitive. Lining up the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist, and the knees underneath the hips. On the inhale, look forward. The tailbone is going to reach up and you're going to look forward. And then on the exhale, when you're ready, tuck the tailbone around the spine. Exhale that air. I would invite you to go really slowly here. Tap into those bandhas, particularly on the exhale. Draw the belly button into the spine. Engage those pelvic floor muscles. This will be really important in the practice to come as we come into some of the standing options. And cat-cow, as you know, is a beautiful way to warm up the spine. Each vertebrae of the spine just following along like a string of pearls being pulled from the tailbone all the way up to the base of the neck. Beautiful. And then we're going to meet back in table. And we're going to be moving into quadruped or bird dog. And this is a wonderful posture to strengthen the muscles of the spine, particularly the deep muscles of the spine. There's a muscle there called the multifidus. It's a very important muscle for posture, to keep the whole spine nice and strong, to help protect the back. And one of the best ways to strengthen this muscle is with quadruped. So from here, hands and knees, take your right leg back behind you, press the ball of the foot into the mat, press through the heel, keep the engagement of the bandhas, shoulder blades drawing together, lifting up the right leg, hip height. I like to pull my toes back toward my shin. It makes my leg feel more active and more strong. And then test your balance. Lift that left hand off, see how the balance feels. Maybe you can reach out the left arm. Thumb is up, reaching here, and breathe. Strengthening this muscle, very, very important for posture, as we said, for keeping the spine strong. And then we're going to switch this. So coming back to table, extend the left leg back now, ball foot pressing into the mat, heel reaching toward the mat. Lifting that leg up hip height, gently squeezing the glute. Try to keep the shoulders and hips square to the mat. You're looking at the top of your mat for that beautiful neck alignment. And then test your balance. Right hand comes off, maybe reaching the right arm out, thumb up, reaching through. Thinking of the fingertips reaching away from the heel. And breathe. Feel yourself getting stronger, powerful. Good. We're going to switch this. We're going to do this a little bit faster if you can, but really extend through the move, then switch sides. Keep the breath flowing. Maybe notice what side is your better balanced side. Do you feel more supported or stronger or more balanced on one side than you do on the other? That's good information to know. Again, the practice informs us as to what is happening in the body. Nicely done. And then pause here. Go to forearms. Keep those hips up in the air. Move side to side a little bit. That feels good. Close and open the hands. Again, the weight bearing I know can be challenging for many of us. So feel free at any time to give a massage into those wrists. Move into forearms if you need to. Again, self-care. Nice. And then we're going to come back up to table. Now we're going to be moving into Asana, which is a low lunge. So we're going to be taking the right leg forward to start, right in between those hands. So however you can get that leg up there. Sometimes you need to give it a little boost. You can. I like this one with blocks, but you don't have to use them. And I'll just take the block away so you can see here. Hand on the blocks. Remember, at any height is perfect. So here you are leaning into that right knee, lining it up right over the ankle there. Perfect. Looking forward, keeping that nice lengthened spine. If you feel like you're a little bit rounded like my upper back is, again, this is where I think the blocks can be really helpful, because if you need to come up a little bit more, then you can use the blocks for that. Or you can always come up to hands on the knees as well, or above the knees, I should say, as well. Beautiful. Just again, feeling that beautiful stretch right through that left hip flexor, engaging those bandhas. Nicely done. Now, take your left hand in close to the inseam of the right foot, and we're going to rotate up, offer a twist here. And you're reaching up with that right arm. You could be looking up to that arm, that hand perhaps, or maybe you'd like to reach it behind your back, palm facing out. That opens up the shoulder a bit. We're going to be doing this practice all on one side, and then we'll switch to the other side, just so you know. Good. Nice. And then we're going to be releasing. Good. Floating back to table here. We're going to come to downward facing dog for just a moment, pressing the hips up. And again, if you don't want to be in down dog, you're going to stay in table. Walking out the dog a bit, maybe just pressing one heel at a time down. Nice. Breathe and then find down dog. Press the floor away. Lift the hips up. Let the head be heavy. Good. And then coming back to table here, back to Anjaneyasana, so right foot forward again. And now this is a little bit of a balance challenge here. So however you want to do this, we're going to be coming up. So I like to extend my left leg back, find my base, and then start to walk myself up here in this particular transition. But however it works for you. And then we're going to be stepping that left leg in. Move my pad out. So we're going to be moving now into intense west stretch. So the right foot is in front, the left foot is in back. We're going to first off right with hands on the legs as we bow forward. Another option to engage more of your core would be to bring your arms back behind you. Interlace your hands, reach your knuckles down toward the earth. Look up, so either hands here if you'd like more support on the back, or hands here. Remember, we're going to be coming forward with a flat back, so it's a bow. So we're going to take a breath in, and then on the exhale, we're going to be bowing forward, trying to keep that back nice and flat. You're looking toward the top of the mat. Beautiful. You can come a little bit further down, again, making sure there's no pinching in the joints. And then on the inhale, we're going to come all the way back up again. Release. Beautiful. Now we're going to be moving from here into revolved triangle option. So if you would like to use a block, again, I'm a lover of the blocks, but again, whatever works for you. I like to take my block to the outside of my right foot this time to add a little bit of lift when I'm coming into this posture. So from intense west stretch, here we are again. We're going to be reaching over the left hand to the block. Again, whatever height that you would need, reaching up and finding this revolved Trikonasana, triangle pose. Nice. Breathe. Again, I'm looking more at the camera, looking more at you, but you can be looking straight ahead. Or you can look up to your hand. Again, find your drishti. Nice. And then from here, if you are looking up to the hand, you're going to look down toward the mat. Release Trikonasana. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Pause here. Forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. And we're moving up now through Tadasana, mountain pose. So press through the feet, reverse swan dive all the way up. Connection to palms. Breathe and Samastiti. Pause here. Beautiful. Now for the last part of this asana, before we move to the other side, we're going to be coming into hand to knee. So again, if you'd like any support, wall or a chair, feel free. Rooting into the left leg, bringing the right leg up. Now you can have your hand below the knee or behind the knee. Hand can be on the hips. We're going to open up the leg out to the right, activate the toes. So you're pulling the toes up toward the shin. Now some people can extend the leg and reach the toe. That is not accessible to me, but if that's in your practice, go for it. The other thing you can do to practice balance is to see if you can turn your head the opposite way of your knee. So in this asana, your head would be turning to the left as you're gently drawing the knee out, trying to keep the body nice and solid and strong. Be aware of your standing leg, not locked. Good. And then come all the way back with that knee. Both hands are on the hips now. Extend that leg out. Breathe. And then bring everything down. Good. Shake it out. Feels so good to practice with all of you. have to make more time to do this with you. It's all about me. I need this more than you do. I'm just saying. Okay, nice job, everybody. So let's find Sadasana. Find our mountain pose and find wherever you'd like that to be. Maybe you'd like receiving mountain, palms facing front. Maybe the prayer or peace mountain speaks to you. Or maybe victory mountain where the arms reach up. Again, whatever works. Whatever works for you. Beautiful. And then release. Excellent. Now we're going to be doing a sun salutation to get down to the mat so we can move through the asana on the other side. I'm going to be moving myself. You don't have to move anything, but I will move this side so it'll be a little easier perhaps to see everything. Okay, so from here, top of the mat, palms together. Inhale, sun breath. Exhale, remember the swan dive. The back is flat. Engage those bandhas. Hands come on the legs as we fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Hands come to the mat, coming to the plank or knee down plank, so you're nice and solid here. If you're in plank, pause. If you're in knee down plank, come right to table. And here we are on the other side. Just a few cat-cows here. So again, take your time. Check in. Notice how you feel. Notice right side versus left. And then from table, we're going to float up to downward facing dog. So we'll be coming into Anjaneyasana, that low lunge, a little differently this time. Now you can come back to table and step your left foot forward in between your hands from table, or you can lift up your left leg in down dog and then step it through. Yep. And then place that right knee down. So it's just an option. It's just an option. So here we are now again in Anjaneyasana on this side, that low lunge. So again, knee is over the ankle. Blocks are optional. We want to be able to lengthen through the spine. Find that extension. Engage the core here. Leaning into that left leg to get a nice hip flexor stretch on the right. Nice. And then from here, we're going to take the right hand closer to the instep of the left foot as we offer the twist. So reaching up, perhaps gazing upward. Breathe. Notice again what side may feel more balanced, what side may feel more strong. And then we're going to slowly unwind this. And now this is where we're going to be coming up for that intense west stretch. So we're going to, the balls of the feet, you can turn those toes under however you'd like, lifting up and then stepping up that right leg. So you have the leg, and you've got to come up slowly as we always do. You want to have the legs like you're on cross-country skis or railroad tracks. If you need a little more balance, a support, you can widen the feet out to the edges of the mat. Pausing here, remember the option to draw the hands together or to have the hands on the legs. Again, bandhas are engaged. Core here. Look up. Taking a breath on the exhale. You are leading with the heart here. Coming into intense west stretch. West is the back side of the body. East is the front side. Nice. And then on the inhale, coming up, breathe. Release the hands if you'd like. Shake everything out. And now we're going to be moving into that revolved triangle on this side. So again, maybe the block comes in handy. You're going to be placing it on the outside of your left foot. So from here, lengthening, bowing forward, taking the right hand now, reaching it over toward that block or on the block, or it can be on the leg. And then you're going to begin that twist. Maybe you're gazing up. Maybe you're gazing straight ahead. Think of the legs as straight and strong, drawing those inner thighs together. Breathe. Nice. Releasing from Revolved Trikonasana. Moving the blocks away. Stepping up the right leg into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, look up, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse that swan dive now. Press through the feet, engage those bandhas. Come all the way up. Big sun breath here. Connect two. Back up a bit. Samasthiti. Pause. And breathe. Again, check in. Engaging the bandhas. Pull up the pants. Core, pelvic floor muscles strong. We're going to come into that hand to knee or hand to big toe. Okay, so rooting into the right leg now, finding that balance. Bringing up the left leg. Where would you like to be holding? Maybe below the knee, maybe extending the leg out and reaching for the toe. Hands can be underneath the knee as well. Find the balance. On the inhale, draw that left leg out. I like to activate my toes, pulling them back toward the shin. Maybe adding that balance component of turning your head to the right. Breathe. Notice the balance on this side compared to the other side. Again, information, not judgment. And then we're going to bring the head and the knee back to center. Both hands on the hips as we extend that left leg out like we're pressing through the gas pedal. Maybe lift that leg up a little higher if you can. Nice. And then bring it down and find mountain pose again. Pause in any variation of mountain pose you'd like. So from the top of your mat, we're going to be doing one sun salutation down to the mat, and then we're going to be coming to seated. So it doesn't matter which way you're facing. We're going to be coming into sun salutation A. Inhale. Exhale. Again, swan dive, back is flat. Hands come on the legs. Then if you choose to, you can round the spine. If that's not in your practice, if you have osteoporosis, for example, you're going to keep that spine in extension. So inhale, look up, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands come to the mat. Come to plank or knee down plank. Your choice. You're like a steel beam here. Coming through Chaturanga Dandasana all the way down. Flipping the tops of the feet on the mat. Scoot those hands back a bit. Underneath the shoulders or a little bit more behind there, and come into just a little mini baby cobra to start. Maybe if that feels okay, come down. Maybe come up into up dog. Straightening those elbows a bit. Some people like to lift their knees off the mat. Good. Now from here, you can come to table. Or you can curl your toes under and float up to downward facing dog again. Breathe. Walk the dog, snake dog, whatever feels good to you. And then we're going to be coming through to sit. Uttanasana, forward bend. Now, I'm going to come this way, sideways. Here we are, Dandasana staff pose. Feel the sits bones connect to the earth. Lift through crown, lengthen through the back. Don't lose those bandhas, make sure they're here. Slight bend in the knees, not locking, right? Hands to start, sides of the hips. Legs are active, toes pulling back. Breathe, lengthen, lift. Now we're moving into a posture called Paschimottanasana. I never can say it right. It's a fancy name, or a Sanskrit name, I should say, for forward bend. So remember from here, we always, when we're coming into a bow, as we did with the sun salutation, you always want to come into that hip hinge first. You don't want to just dump or round into it because it's more strain on the back. And it's not something that we want to continue to practice that way. So as we have those legs very strong in Dandasana, staff pose, hands can come onto those legs, take a breath, lengthen, and then we're going to begin the process of the forward bend. Now, some of you, like me, are not going to come too far forward. Some people might be able to come much further. Some people might touch their toes. Once you get to where you want to be, you can stay, or that's when, if you choose, you can round the spine, head to knee, or if that doesn't feel good, keep that spine in extension and just find the posture this way. So hold again. Way to stretch through that west side as well as the legs as well. Good. And then sitting up nice and tall, I'm going to face you now, come into Cobbler's pose. So we're going to draw the soles of the feet together, gently draw the heels in toward the body as far as they want to go. You might want to feel more comfortable if they're further away. Gently grasping onto your ankles, sitting up nice and tall, and inviting those knees to drop down toward the mat. Breathe, open up the heart. Beautiful. Sitting nice and tall. Some people like to take their elbows and the insides of the knees, kind of drawing the knees down a bit. You can make that connection. Sometimes if you're pausing as you draw the knees, press into the knees, if you pull the knees up, you make that what we call isometric connection, where nothing's moving, but there's a lot of work happening. And that can actually help to open up the hips even more. But we never force anything. I know you all know this. You're all wicked smart and fabulous. Beautiful. And then release, come all the way up. Now we're going to be moving to complete the practice today onto our backs for bridge pose, a supine twist, and then an option of legs up the block, on the block, or we can put the hands underneath the hips if you don't have a block. All right, so we're going to slowly, now remember when we transition down, we always want to take care. We don't want to just plop ourselves down there. So roll down one vertebrae at a time. Perfect. Make sure everybody can see me. I think so. I think I'm going to adjust one little thing here. Excuse me. This is my producer side, right? My technical side. That might be a little bit better. Yep. I think so. Okay. So now, bridge pose. Starting with the head, we want to be gazing straight up to the sky. Remember, we don't want to tuck the chin and round that cervical spine and bridge. It's too much strain. So back of the head pressing into the mat, shoulders relaxed and down. Draw the shoulder blades together. To start, hands down by the side. The hips are heavy. Think of the legs now. Think of a block in between the knees. Now, if you have a block and you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. It activates and fires up those inner thighs. So we're going to, and the heels are close to the body or further away, your choice. Taking a breath, and on the exhale, begin to press those hips up. Come up to where you can. Pause and breathe. Think of, again, those legs are very, very active, straight and strong. Inner thighs drawing in together. Just like you have a block or a ball, a squeezy ball there in between the knees. Nice. And then slowly come down. Now I'm going to give you multiple options now for the next few sets of bridging. So you're going to decide how much intensity do you want. So the next option is going to be a moving bridge. So as we lift up the hips on this next one, the arms can float up, float back behind you, resting on either side of the ears. And if the arms don't rest on the mat, that's okay. They can be further up. Again, it's all good. And then slowly come down. The other option is, well, there are multiple options. The next one is going to be as you come up into bridge, maybe you like to hold with a variation with the arms. So the elbows are down, the fingertips are reaching up like the goalpost. Or maybe you'd like to interlace your hands like we did earlier. Bring those shoulders underneath you one at a time, coming up into bridge this way with more of a shoulder opener. And the last variation from here, with any arm position you like, you can draw your knees closer together, extend the right leg out so it's right across from the left leg into one-legged bridge. This is much more of a balance challenge. You can hold that. You can switch. Sometimes when I do one-legged bridge, I like to release my hands to the side of my body. I feel like I have a little bit more stability that way. But again, find where you want to be. Do you want more intensity right now, or are you feeling like you'd like to be more restful? So find your last variation of bridge in any combination of what you did, or any other variation that works for you. And then slowly come down when you're ready. Pause here. And before we move into spinal twist, just draw on those knees. Do what feels good to you. Maybe you're rocking. Maybe you're circling. Continuing to breathe, coming into the winding down part here of our practice before Shavasana. Good. And then coming to stillness. Now we're going to offer a knee down twist here. So you can have your feet on the mat, or some people would like their legs up in the air. Arms are out from the shoulders. Palms can be up or down. Taking a breath. And then on the exhale, we're going to drop both knees to the left as you turn your head to the right. Now remember, you want that right shoulder blade on that right back body to reach toward or be connected to the earth. Your left hand can stay where it is, or you can take it to the top of that right leg as you press the right leg down a bit more, perhaps. Some people might like to straighten that right leg. The longer the lever, the more of an intense stretch through the hip, to the side there. Again, so this is your time, your practice. Breathe. And then when you're ready on the next inhale, bring everything back to center. Pause here. And make your choice. Do you want the legs to be up in the air, or do you want the feet to be connected? Now we're going to drop the knees to the right side, maybe turning the head to the left. Again, drawing that left shoulder blade toward the mat. Maybe extending that top left leg out. Maybe that right hand comes as a gentle press down. Again, your choices, your practice. Keep the breath flowing, stay present. Nice. And on the next inhale, we're going to slowly exhale then and unwind, coming back to the back body. Now, this is an option if you would like. It can be a nice way to do legs up the wall variation is if you have a block, I'll show the block first, you can scooch it underneath you into the sacrum area, and then you can lift up the legs like this. It's kind of a legs up the wall variation. And again, this is all optional. Another way I like to do this is take a chair, pretend I have a chair here and place my legs on a chair. That can be really nice. Or if you don't have a block, you can put your hands underneath your body, palms down, and lift up the legs this way. So it's just an option here. So fine, for the next minute or so, and if you are going to come into legs up the wall, if you have that space in your practice space in your home, feel free to do that as well. And you can stay in this wonderful restorative posture through Shavasana if you choose. I will be inviting you to come into a variation of Shavasana in a moment. This is a great way to just get all the blood flow coming back to the heart, kind of letting those legs just relax a bit. Maybe you want to circle your ankles. I know we did a lot of standing, a lot of balance, circle the other way. Flex and point. Again, your choices. Do you need at this point in your practice? And again, at this time, you can stay here. You can release from this and find your Shavasana in any way that is comfortable for you. Traditional Shavasana on the back, or lying on your side, or on the front body, whatever is good. I will be ringing the chimes at the end of Shavasana, and again, if you choose to continue to stay in Shavasana, please do so. Please feel free to stay in Shavasana and take in the reading and close of practice if you choose in Shavasana. Again, do what works for you. If you decide that you would like to come up to seated to complete practice, rolling gently to one side, take your time coming up to Sukhasana, rooting to rise just where we started. And perhaps notice how you feel. Has there been a shift? Is there a difference now in how you felt when you first started to now? And to close our practice today, taking in this reading from Root to Bloom, entitled, It Is Enough. It is enough right now to taste one moment of peace. Of course I want more, but at least the door is open. It is enough to draw a conscious breath and let my hands relax. Fingers releasing their tight grasp on things outside of my control. It is enough to shed a layer of stress, as if taking off a jacket or a pair of too tight shoes. Ease of being has to start somewhere. This breath is my first step. So in closing our practice today, I invite your hands home to heart in Anjali Mudra. We'll complete with one expansive breath together. Inhale and exhale. It's done my heart and soul great good to be able to be with you today. I miss all of you. Love you all. Namaste.